Hey traders, welcome to PitTrades.com. It's Sunday after the Globex Open. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Just a couple things. This should be a fairly quick video because we have a short week this week in the United States. We have Thanksgiving holiday coming up starting Thursday, and it'll run through the weekend. And even though the market will be open on Friday, half day, I do not expect any type of volume on Friday, and I will not be in front of the screen on Friday. So Thursday, Friday are no trade days here, so there will be no videos. Also Wednesday, we do have news out Wednesday morning, which should give people a chance to position themselves or get out of positions. And then after that, guys, I suspect that the volume will go ahead and die off after 12 noon as everybody starts heading out for the holiday. So that leaves us with about 2 full days of trading. Monday we only have one piece of news. We have 9 a.m. Existing home sales. And on Tuesday we really only have 2 things to look at, which is GDP and FOMC minutes, and we'll cover those tomorrow night in the video. So let's take a look at the charts here and look at a couple levels that we could hit over the next couple days. First of all, we did break this wedge here again, as I emphatically said that I thought this thing was going to go to the upside, test at 1290 and then the 1300 based on the pattern. And of course Europe came in. Our friends in Europe keep messing things up, and because of that it is weighing on our markets right now. Now, does this mean that this thing is going to fall out of bed? No, this does not mean that. Intervention can come back in and pump this thing way up, and if intervention does come back in, intervention in the way of the Fed or the government or whatever the case may be here, if they come back in, this market can fly, no doubt about it. We've seen it happen. The market is still jittery, but for the time being the market internals point south. Okay, so we broke out of this wedge, and the normal thing for the next pattern to happen is to go back and retest the actual breakout, and we did for the most part. Technically we did. We actually stopped at the 200-day moving average and then sold off nicely after that. Now, one thing to make note of, we did have on Friday an inside day on a candle, so we always look for the next day for a breakout of this upper range and lower range, and unfortunately in Globex it has broken out, and those are the hardest days to trade, the ones that break out and have a very big gap. So I'm actually hoping that this thing rolls back into this range from Friday and then opens up in that range. It makes things a lot easier. So where could we go here? Let's take a look at a couple levels here. If we are able to stay below this 1217 down to the gap of 1213, 1213 halves, excuse me, 1217, 1213 halves, then we have a good chance of rolling down and catching 1191 halves down in that area. I've got a couple numbers down here that are really strong if we don't test them in the overnight Globex, which is also possible. If we get weak and we start blowing those levels out, then I have a stop at 1185.50, and then of course one down below at 1179 and a quarter. Now if we get really weak tomorrow and it was panic sell below 1179 quarters, then I like the 1171 and a half there. Now to the upside, if we get above the 17 and start trading up there, we should go up and test the weekly pivot at 1227 and a half. That's not the exact numbers, 1227 and some change up there. And then from there, if we get legs, then we can get up to the 37-39 area. I've got a great zone there with a lot of numbers, and then above that I do have the weekly R1 at 1248 and a quarter. That should give us enough to take a look at on Monday, possibly Tuesday. But in the meantime, guys, go ahead and just watch the morning open and let the range get set tomorrow, the open range, and let it get set, and then we'll find some good trades from there. Other than that, guys, have a great weekend, what's left of it, and then we'll see you tomorrow night. Take care.